Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Melissa and this is Melissa Goes Abroad, your go-to channel for all things related to living abroad, where I'll share not only the triumphs but also the trials of living abroad. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tea on what it's really like living abroad. Today we're talking about something we all hope will never happen to us when we're living abroad: getting your visa rejected. Yep, it happened to me here in France. So I've been here in France under the auto entrepreneur visa, which is a 1-year renewable visa. And as it was approaching my 1-year anniversary of living here in France, it was time to submit the paperwork to get my visa renewed. I was apprehensive, I was nervous. This is my first time doing a visa renewal here in France, and I've heard about how administration here could be a nightmare, so I was preparing for the worst. Made my appointment. It took a while for them to get back to me to give me a rendezvous or an appointment. And when I got there to my appointment, I think I was in front of the lady's window for less than 5 minutes when she was like, "Yep, we're rejecting your file." I was just in shock. So many questions were racing through my head. What happens now? Do I have to leave France when my visa expires at the end of the month? Where do I go? I don't have anywhere else to live. Where am I gonna live? So I was completely freaking out, and I'm not gonna lie, when I left the place, there were tears coming down my eyes. Not only because I was sad and didn't know what my next steps were going to be, but also I was angry. I was like, I've made such an effort to come here, and now my dreams are just over. And the funny thing is, it wasn't about what I originally was thinking I could possibly get rejected for. For example, the visa I'm under, you have to have a certain minimum wage. You have to earn the French minimum wage, right? And I was thinking, I was worried about that. You know, when you're starting a new business in a new country, you don't always know how your income is going to go. So I was stressed out about that. Meanwhile, they didn't even make it that far. Before they could look through all those documents, my visa was rejected because I didn't have the original of something. Oh my God, I was so upset. I was like, ugh. So here's that thing, that visa application rejection turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It opened up my mind to things that I wasn't open to before, and I was able to see it as not only not a stop in my adventure, but maybe a slight detour into something that I really wanted. And what I learned upon further reflection is that I'm kind of a free spirit. I don't really like to be tied down to one place. I like to be able to move wherever the wind takes me, explore, experience new things regularly. And so the freak out of me trying to do I have to leave in 2 weeks? I think it was more like 3 weeks. I'm like, do I have to leave in 3 weeks? It opened my mind to, I was like, okay, where can I go with my passport? Albania, I can go there for a year. Mexico, United Kingdom, where am I gonna go? So I began looking at different options, and that calmed me down a bit because it made me realize that yes, France had always been my dream, but that doesn't mean I had the first stop in your journey doesn't have to be your last stop, and that there's always another option if we're there to look for it, if we look for it. So that comforted me and calmed me down. I did make another visa appointment, and I wrote to them, I'm like, hey, my visa expires in a week. Could you give me an extension while I'm waiting for my appointment? And they answered pretty quickly, which is unusual for France administration, and I got an appointment within a few days. So fingers crossed on what that brings. But what I learned is originals of everything, duplicates of everything. I'm bringing so much paperwork. If they ask me for my daughter's first tooth, I'm going to have it. So what is it like when you go to the prefecture or the admin office to go renew your visa? Okay, so I can speak only for my area, so I'm in the southern suburbs of Paris. I had to make my appointment online, and then you have to wait. Actually, I didn't make my appointment. I requested an appointment. So you request an appointment and they get back to you when they're ready to tell you, here is your appointment time. And you just have to hope that you're there, because if you miss your appointment, then you're kind of screwed. So you request an appointment online, you wait for them to give you your appointment date. I was actually working that day, so I had to tell my client, oh, sorry, it was my longest day of work. I'm like, y'all making me miss money. So I had to tell my client, sorry, can't come in today. Went to my visa appointment. There were people already in line. Well, my appointment was in the morning. I think one of the first appointments in the morning, there were people already waiting in line. When it's close to your appointment time, they have you go in. We go into a little room, wait for our number to be called, like at the DMV. And then you go to the window of the person who called you and you have your whole file. My file was like about this big. And then you present the documents. My lady was like, you're going to still just give us all of them? I was like, my bad. So I gave her all the documents and she's like, oh, these pictures are not the pictures you need. So luckily they had a photo booth that was able to go take the pictures. While I was in there taking the pictures, she's like, come, don't worry about it. She's like, your file has been rejected, so there's no need to take the pictures. I was like, wait, why? Because you don't have what you need? I'm like, what? She kind of had a smirk on her face. I was like, are you enjoying this, lady? She's like, because you don't have the original of this document. I'm like, this is what they gave me. She's like, oh, sorry, it's not correct. Have a good day. I was like, I don't want your fake have a good day. Anyways, so admin office, what can I say in France? I feel like it's not for the faint of heart. Just don't take anything personally and just be super duper prepared, over prepared. But like I said before, luckily I was able to make another appointment relatively quickly, which, like I said, for France is kind of unheard of. So I had that going in my favor. What's next for Melissa Goes Abroad? Well, we're all keeping our fingers crossed for my visa renewal at my next appointment. And in the meantime, I am looking at what do I really want to do with, not the rest of my life, but let's say the next year in my life. Is that staying in France? Is that going to see another country? So there's definitely more exploration coming. There's more exploration in my future. In any case, I know my plan is not to return to the US. I really, really enjoy living abroad. Despite its ups and downs, living abroad has been the best experience for me and has forced me to grow as a person, and I can say overall that I am happier. So whether it's France, whether it's another country, I know for me it's life abroad or nothing. And I'd love it if you guys followed along with my journey, because, you know, having a community is so important when you're moving abroad. When you move abroad and you're by yourself, it can feel, no, it is very lonely. So having you guys watching, commenting, sharing your experiences, it really, really helps. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you've had similar experiences or setbacks on your journey to moving abroad, please share in the comments below. I enjoy receiving your messages and interacting with you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future adventures. And I want to encourage you all to just keep chasing your dreams. Until next time, bye.